tomorrow night on TV. What's that? You are game tomorrow?
No. We're actually going to have boys basketball later this week, but no.
Oh, all right.
I gotta go in and open up the front door. And I put go to Chrome, click plus, and then front door. Go to house front door. I don't see it. That was like a Yeah, that's where I'm at. On my computer that I've got in front of me. Main computer. Alright. Okay, and then I gotta go, oh, that's right. Click the... I got it. Yep. Okay. I got it. Hang on, don't leave me. Cablecast. Autopilot, force the matrix, click live streaming, and remember to change that at the end. Okay. Thanks. Okay.
Are we on?
Yeah, we're on. Everybody's probably listening to my conversation. Okay. So you're gonna cameraman? Okay. Well, good evening. Welcome everybody to Ice for Kids Arena here on the Midco Channel 7, kcc-tv.org. Happy to have you along. Tim Ringhofer joining you here this evening, and with cameramen George Frake and Mitch. What's your last name? Oh yeah, I remember. Mitch Erickson. Thanks for being here. We're happy to be our first international broadcast, George, on kcc-tv.org and Midco Channel 7 as the International Falls Broncos take on the Fort Frances Muskies. And you'll notice that they snookered me with the clock. See, they counted down to 0, and then they put 5 minutes back up on the clock to well, we must be a little bit early. So anyway, we get things underway here. The Broncos and the Muskies played a couple of months ago, back in November already, and the Muskies won that game by a score of 5-1. And one of the big things for me for the Muskie team is 2 years ago they had a goaltender by the name of Cameron Sandilovich. And then she went to Thunder Bay to play hockey last year. Well, she's back, and she might be one of the best girl goaltenders around. And that's nothing against Macy Marcotte or any other girls goaltender, but that gives them a very solid goaltender in the back, on the back side, and they've got a lot of experience up front. They are shorthanded. Tatum Glowoski out of the lineup on vacation tonight, and also Haley Bombay out for the Muskies. Looking over at the International Falls Broncos, they're a little shorthanded as well. Amber. See, now you got me seeing Alyssa Black. You got me thinking Blackie and out of the lineup. So Emma Sprague comes in, and so we'll see some different things from the girls. Naomi Caradice, broken ankle here last week or the week before. Broke a bone in the foot at the ankle. Mitch, ankle. I just saw her coming up the stairs on the crutches. So matter of fact, she's standing over here to our left with the camera. And so she is out of the lineup, so no backup goaltender anymore for the International Falls Broncos. So if Macy Marcotte, cross your fingers, whatever, I'm not trying to jinx, if she somehow gets hurt tonight, we'll find ourselves in trouble. I don't know what's going to happen after that. Maybe your sister will have to go back there. Emma will have to go back and become a goaltender. No? Why not? Get a chance to play goaltender. So right now the 14 players in uniform tonight for the Broncos, and the starting lineups pretty much what you've seen all year from this Bronco team. Starting in goal will be number 31, Macy Marcotte. On the defense will be number 13, Emma Erickson, and number 7, Shea Manassa. You're also going to see Bailey Herberg and Tatum Stone back there on the back side. And then up on the front line, the starting line of number 21, Kaylee Scholler, number 11, Maria Vollum, and number 9, Tegan Friesen. And then we'll see a number of other players coming on. Gracie Bowles, Heaven Pellin, Sarah Valentine, Katie Norton, Emma Sprague, and Courtney Stallard along the way. And looking over at the Muskies on the starting lineup, you'll see number 30, Cameron Sandilovich, as I mentioned, in goal. On the defense, and a very good back end. These girls all played last year, and that's why this Muskie team feels like they've got a chance to go to their state tournament, which is called the All Ontarios, the OFSAs. They feel like they've got just as good a chance as anybody to be playing in that in March. Catherine Fisher and Jersey Calder will be starting on the defense, and then the front line will be Peyton Kinnear on the left-hand side, Abby Kenny on the right-hand side, and the best player, I think, on the team, number 6, Izzy Taylor. And I think if you haven't seen the Muskies play before, number 6 will stick out, and you'll see why she is one of the best players, or why I believe that she is one of the best players on the team. So I'm not sure why the delay here, because of course we're going to have both national anthems here. But there we go. And so our cameraman, you'll get all the lineups coming out here, and I'm sure it'll be the same ones that we talked about. The Broncos are 20-16-1 all time against the Muskies, although the Muskies, I believe, have won the last 3 in a row in this series. So getting ready here with the starting lineups, and I will turn my microphone down and we'll listen to PA announcer Jason Cable. Well, welcome back everybody here after the national anthems. Just going to check my volume. Looks good. George Frake's going to join me.
This is a first.
Well, of course. we're gonna get you doing some hockey and everything else. Of course, the Broncos in their road purples. Feels like a home game. We didn't have to drive very far tonight, but about 5 minutes, Mitch says. So yeah, we'll take care of business. So don't be. Go ahead and make sure you're not too wide there, so we get everybody the look. And yeah, so we'll see what happens here at Ice for Kids Arena as we renew this border battle between the Muskies and the Broncos. And of course, 15 days from now, a couple of 3 Tuesdays away, we'll have Bronco boys and the Muskies right back here at Ice for Kids Arena. We're planning to be right back here, George, to do what we can and have the boys game on for you as well.
Well, I hope you invite me back for that one. That last Bronco Muskie game was a dandy.
So Thursday. So Thursday we'll have Bronco boys basketball on the air for you, and so we'll take care of business there as we do that. The Muskies out there in their white home jerseys, and the Muskie on their front of their jerseys, black and gold trim as we get set here for high school hockey. 20 minutes on the clock, a little bit different, and I can't believe they can play 20 minutes. Otherwise, the Broncos are playing an illegal game. I believe they're going to have to switch that to 17 minutes. Otherwise, things will go wrong.
Things could go wrong.
Well,
that's a 60-minute game. That's a long hockey game.
We do not want to have an illegal game being played here, so I think they've got to put 17 minutes on the clock, and we'll see if they're telling the scoreboard operator we have to do this to be right. There's 17 minutes now on the clock, and we're ready for high school hockey as Vollum wins the face-off back as Emma Erickson picks it up, throws it right back to Vollum in center ice. She makes a move, has it knocked off of her stick there by a Muskie player, picked up there by Jill Calder, who tries to slam it back towards the Broncos zone, but bringing it into the zone now is Vollum. Quick shot on Sandalova. She knocks that away into the near corner. Picked up, thrown back into the far corner. Muskies have it there, and then the Broncos throw it in behind the Muskie net. Come up along the near side. Muskies look to clear the zone. It gets past Shea Manassa all the way down. A race for the puck. Going to be won there by Piper Crush. She throws a backhander, hits the side of the net. Now picked up by Emma Erickson along the near half wall. Tries to throw it out of the zone. Kept in by Catherine Fisher. The defense for the Muskies picked up there along the half wall by Emma Erickson. She uses her body to protect the puck. Goes cross ice looking for Friesen. Friesen does knock it out to center ice. Comes back into the Broncos zone where it'll be picked up with Scholler. Having a little trouble getting it out of her skates, finally does. The Muskies have switched players, their first line change, and the Broncos skated out of their own end. This is Manassa getting up along the near wall. Picked up by Izzy Taylor. Cross ice pass. Muskies come into the zone. This is Peyton Kinnear. Lays on the brakes along the far half wall. Now skates into the corner looking to get past Erickson. Her centering pass comes on to Marcotte. Marcotte covers that up a minute, 17 seconds into this first period. So the Broncos can get their lines changed here and get everybody back out onto the ice. Looking out there for the Broncos, Tatum Stone comes out there on the defense. Face-off won by the Muskies. Out to the point to Cable. Her shot knocked away there nicely by Norton. Out to center ice. Back to pick it up will be Cable. Cross-ice pass D to D there by the Muskies. To Koumans. Koumans skates up the far side. Looks for Kenny. She skates it in the zone. Top of the slot. Lets her wrister go. That hits the equipment. Their shot. Goal. Kenny picked that up and put a little wrister right past the goaltender Marcotte, and the Muskies score first here, just a minute 38 into this hockey game, and they lead it by a score of 1-0. So it'll be Kenny, I believe, unassisted on that goal, and
yeah, she went after the net twice, took 2 good shots. The second wrist shot was in the far corner and laid it right in.
And I have to say, last year when I was doing Muskie games on the air for the radio station, her parents were some of the most excited parents I've ever seen about her being on the radio. So the underway. Oh, they do give an assist to number 10 there on the goal. So as we come back to play here, the Muskies again have it in the Bronco zone. Puck in behind the Bronco net. Now Emma Erickson kicks out along the far side. Gets past one Muskie defender, plays it off the wall past the second defender. Cable comes across, knocks it off the stick, and then the Muskies play it out to neutral. Picked up there by Shea Menashe. She skates into the zone. She takes a shot that hits Cable's stick. That goes into the far corner. Picked up by Vollum. Vollum on her backhand picks it up back behind the net, looks to center right up front. Manassa couldn't get a stick on it. Erickson, her shot's knocked away there by Cross, goes to the far half wall. Emma skates into the corner with it. Now in behind the net, Vollum has it. Looks to ram it home past Sandilovic, knocked away by Cameron. Vollum picks it back up in behind the net. Looks into the corner, tries to play it back in behind, but she's tied up there by the Muskies. And now towards center ice, the puck comes. Picked up there, turning right back around with it and firing it right back in was Friesen. But the Broncos are offside, so we'll get a whistle. And both teams will have a chance to change players up here. 14-15 remaining here in the first period. And you can see that in your lower left-hand screen. And you can see that the Muskies lead it by a score of 1-0 on an Abby Kenny goal. Face-off along the near wall. Norton looking to put it in the zone. Comes right back onto the stick of Stone. Stone knocks it into the far corner and now dumps and chases her own pass. Stone tries to get it out. Comes out to the point. Picked up there by Bowles. Knocked off of her stick and now a breakaway here for the Muskies. This is Calder coming in all alone on the goaltender Marcotte. She comes up with a very nice save along the near post and keeps this a 1-0 hockey game there as Macy stood her ground, George.
She did.
And hung on to that one. No, you're good. Keep her right there. You don't have to go any tighter than that, Mitch. Face-off win by the Muskies. Fisher waiting. Wrist shot. That hit the equipment of her altar number there. And Stone. Stone knocks it out to center ice with a little help there from Sarah Valentine. Back into the zone. The Muskies go back to set things up. Kinnear goes up along the far half wall. Puck battled for there. Knocked into the corner. Going to be picked up there by Cousino. She goes back in behind the net. Now into the near corner. Back in behind the Muskie net to the far side. Looking to come out with it are the Muskies, but coming in was Emma Erickson to knock it along towards the Muskie net. Now knocked around. And the Muskies get to the blue line, knock it out to center. Back to pick it up there is going to be Stallard. Stallard throws it towards the Muskie zone. Now it's picked up there by Fort Frances. Back out to center ice, and that should be an icing call. No. They said the player coming off the bench there, Manassa, could have touched that, and that's a tough call there for the Broncos. Shot, saved by Marcotte from the far half wall. Fisher skates in from the point. Now in behind the Bronco net. Goes into the far corner. All the way around, cycling. Leaves it at the point. Shot there, knocked away by Vollum. Picked back up and thrown in behind the Bronco net. Centering pass all the way through the slot area into the near wall. Fisher knocks it in there. Kenny goes in behind the net. Picked up there by Taylor, centering out in front, but that's knocked away by Scholler for the Broncos, and she knocks it to the wall. Over skates it there, picked back up by Izzy Taylor. Taylor being pushed around there by Emma Erickson. Nicely, no need for a penalty there, nicely done. Broncos trying to clear it up. Kenny keeps it in the corner. Taylor picks it up, skates in behind the Bronco net. Goes to the far side, being pushed wide there by Erickson. Puck comes back in behind the Bronco net, now going to be picked up by Manassa. 12 minutes remaining here in the first period. Muskies lead it by a score of 1-0 here. 5 minutes into this first period. Skated into the zone by Friesen. Goes in behind the net. Broncos are able to get some new bodies out on the front line as the Muskies look to clear, and they'll skate it out to center. Comes Taylor into the zone along the far side. Shot right into the glove of Marcotte, and she hangs on to it. Excuse me, that was Marty Woods with the shot for the Muskies. And it will stay a 1-0 hockey game here with 11:41. Broncos yet to really establish much offensive zone presence so far in this game.
No, the Muskies have been controlling this end of the ice pretty much most of the evening.
Kept in at the blue line by the Muskies. Shot thrown towards the net. That's knocked down by Bowles. And then a late shot by Marty Woods right into the equipment of Marcotte. And she hangs on to it and keeps this a 1-0 hockey game. Face-off will be to the right of Marcotte. Woods will take it. We got a equipment. Sandilovic, a little equipment issue over here. The goaltender over by the bench, so she's will wait while she gets that fixed. Woods will go up against Bowles here on the face-off, and we may have to have a
looks like
a goaltender change while Sandilovic gets things fixed. So Jersey Mason will come into the lineup, number 35, and it just looks like an equipment issue she can't quite fix right now. So we'll see how this is all handled by the coaching staff. Face-off controlled by the Muskies. Thrown towards the net, comes into the near corner. Knocked back into the corner there by the Broncos. Norton now battle up along the near half wall. Picked up by Woods, backhanded towards the net. deflected wide by Stone, and she'll go to the far side and pick that up. Try to knock it out, but it's kept in nicely there at the point momentarily by the Muskies, and then it does come out to center ice. Team's knocking it around, 4 or 5 players all in there kind of kicking at it and poking at it. Now comes back out to the red line. Cross ice pass for Cable. Cable looks forward, knocked into the zone by Beck, and Marcotte will come out of her net, settle that puck down for Stone as the Muskies are in the middle of a change. Stone skates out from behind her own net, knocked off of her stick. Marcotte will cover that up. And she'll get a face-off to her left. After Jill Calder came off the bench. Got to make sure I get my Calders correct, as you mentioned.
There are a number of Calders here, like my good friend Rennie, his cousins.
Jersey and Jill. Jill the forward, Jersey the defenseman. Face-off comes out to the point to Fisher. Cross-ice pass, looking for Calder. Knocked back to the near side. Fisher will pick it up there. Fisher throws it into the corner. Battle for it there. Comes back towards the back of the net. Manassa knocks it back into the corner, but the Muskies take it away. Fisher, cross-ice. That pass is intercepted and knocked away, but then Calder knocks it along the far half wall. Erickson has a chance at it. She'll pick it up there, and she'll skate it out of the zone. 2-on-2 into the zone with Friesen. Erickson tries to split the defense, and Mason, the new goaltender, will jump out and cover that loose puck up. Stop the clock with 10:10 remaining here in the first period.
Emma had a nice attack and an opportunity at a shot.
Always does, very aggressive from the defense part of it, and she has, she's been a lot of the offense from the backside, and that's okay. Scott Perinovich does a pretty good job for the Bulldogs from that spot, doing a lot of offensive stuff. Face-off controlled by the Muskies. They look to clear the zone. Broncos keep it in. Cross-ice pass D-to-D for the Muskies. They knock it out to center ice. Picked up there by Kinnear. Kinnear gets to the line, skates it in. Looks to pass cross-ice. Kenny has it. Shot. Goes for the far corner, just wide. I think Marcotte would have got a toe there, maybe, to keep that one from going in the net. Taylor, centering pass. Looking for Kenny. Another save by Marcotte. Picked up by Kinnear. Battle for it there. Kenny knocks it along the wall. Taylor and Emma Erickson, Fisher, all down there. Battling for the puck. Comes loose. Going to be picked up by Kinnear. She skates to the top of the circle, lets a shot go. And Marcotte has it somewhere in her equipment and has another stop. 9:25 remaining. Everything's going good, Mitchell? He likes this cameraman job.
He does.
I thought he might want to do the talking job because he likes to talk. More volunteer
hours. He likes
hours.
to sing.
He's thinking about volunteer hours.
What
a nice guy. Face off, sharp angle shot. Marcotte saves one time. Backside, Marcotte comes across with a big save on the near side as she went from pipe to keep that one out of the net. That's a good chance there for number 18. That's Ashlyn Beck. And the face-off will come to the left of Marcotte. No shots on goal here, George. That's the one difference between Bronco Arena and Ice for Kids Arena. No shots on goal, but we'll try to get that information in between periods for you to see how many saves for Marcotte. She's been busy so far here in the first 8 minutes. Broncos get it out to center ice, and then we get a whistle, and we get a checking call here on, it's going to be on the Muskies, number 21.
Raul Redford.
Yeah. So this penalty will come at
Rayleigh Redford.
So this penalty will come at the 7:53 mark. So the Broncos with their first power play. So the face-off to the right of Jersey Mason, controlled by the Muskies, fired around to the far half wall. Going to be picked up there by Cross. She looks to clear, but it's kept in by Erickson. Erickson off the half wall to Vollum. Skates back out towards the point. Now wheels back along the half wall. Knocks it towards the net. Tipped right in front, and Mason will cover up that loose puck. 1:43 remaining in the power play. You can see that on your scoreboard down there in the corner.
Yeah.
We were a little concerned about that. Face off to the left of Mason. Controlled by the Muskies. Throw it to the near wall. Koumans looks to chase that down, keep it out to the point, but it's kept in by Manassa. Manassa throws it in the corner. Throwing around there by Cable to the far half wall, and the Muskies are able to clear, and now a race for the puck. Jill Calder will be the first one there. Manassa hustling back to get there, gets a piece of it, and a good kick save,
nice save
by Marcotte with the left toe on the backhanded shot by Calder. Calder knocks it back into the corner. Chased down there by Emma Erickson. Erickson harassed there by Cross. Wheels back towards the near side. Minute 10 remaining in the power play as Erickson skates it up the center of the ice. Makes a move, gets past Calder, now into the Muskie zone. Harassed there by Cross. Erickson loses the puck. Now they battle for it along the half wall, and the Muskies will send it all the way down. Come right onto the goaltender, Marcotte. She'll stop that. Push it back out and picked up here. Pardon me, by Manassa. Manassa makes a good move at center ice, makes another one move right into the zone. There's a shot that goes wide of the mark. Broncos changing their power play unit here, and that allows the Muskies to clear it out to center ice. Stone knocked it to the near side, but it'll be picked up with a head of steam here by Izzy Taylor. Shoot, save by Marcotte as she got out and challenged Taylor out of the side of the blue ice to come up with that save.
Right now, Macy's keeping this team in the game.
Keeping this team in the game. 1-0 the score here. The Muskies leading it on a goal at the 1:38 mark. So the Broncos hanging in here. And now coming back onto the ice is going to be Cameron Sandilovich, as she got the equipment issue fixed, and we'll have a face-off to the right of Marcotte. Won by the Muskies. Taylor goes right towards the net. Shot was blocked there. Puck laying in the slot, knocked away, and now be picked up by Friesen. She skates it out of the zone. Friesen knocked off the puck, picked up by the Muskies, and they'll send it all the way back down into the Broncos zone. 15 remaining in the power play for the Broncos. Maybe one final rush here. Stone skates in behind her own net. Wheels around. Goes to the far side. Kinnear pushes her wide. Stone knocks it along. Kinnear picks the pocket, sends it all the way down, and that will take care of the power play here as we're back to 5-on-5 hockey. From behind her own net, this is Bailey Herberg. Herberg up the center of the ice, gets to the red line, knocks it towards Sandilovich. Sandilovich stops it with the stick, covers it with the glove, and gets the whistle here with 6:56 remaining in the first period. Well, I can tell you guys we're not getting any text messages or phone calls, so we must be on the air.
We must be on the air.
I hope.
First international broadcast.
Exactly. Face-off won by the Broncos. Erickson throws a little wrister, and I don't know if Sandilovich ever saw that, but it was wide of the mark. Battle along the near half wall. The Muskies look to skate it out of their own zone. They do. Beck to the far side of the ice. Coming into the zone with Redford. Redford shot up high. Marcotte handcuffed her a little bit, but she comes up with the stop. Stops the clock with 6:39 remaining in this first period. Still a 1-0 game. Again, these two teams played back in November, and it was a 5-1 win for the Muskies that day. Face-off won by the Fort Frances Muskies. Out to Fisher. She backhands one into the near corner. Skating down to get it is Beck. She throws it in the far corner. Erickson will be the first one there. Backhanded, but picked off there by the Muskies. Redford throws one towards the net, comes into the near corner. Beck, first one there for the Muskies. Teams battle for it there. Manassa will come away with it momentarily, and then Vollum picks up the loose puck. Skates in behind her own net, makes a move, and heads up the center of the ice. Knocked off of her stick by Calder. Calder, her wrister, knocked down there by the Broncos' shoulder. She clears the zone, and the Muskies pick it up there. On her backhand is Cousino. Cousino comes into the zone, knocked off of her stick, picked up by Scholler, gets it out to center. And Jill Calder goes backwards to reset things as Fisher wheels around in her own zone, comes up the near side. Antoniuk unable to corral that. Calder throws one towards the net, tipped away by Stone, and it will escape the zone. Stone will race along with Cousino. They both leave the puck there, so Bowles says, I'll take care of that. She throws it in the zone as the Broncos will dump and chase after it, but the Muskies get there first. Up along the near wall, head of steam into the zone here. For Fisher, the defenseman. Gets pushed wide there nicely by Stone. Wheels around, cycles, gets to the top of the slot, waiting, shot. That hit somebody, changed directions, and Marcotte stopped that one. Out to the point, kept in there by Jersey Calder, thrown towards the net, knocked around. Jill Calder now has it along the far half wall. She throws one back in behind the Bronco net. There to pick it up is going to be Antoniuk. Knocked into the corner. Teams will battle for it there. Comes back to Antoniuk, right alongside the net. Comes out front. Going to be cleared away nicely there by the Broncos' Norton as she gets it out to center ice. A couple more strides would have helped with the, no, they say no icing call. Okay, I'll take that. That's fine. Calder sends it up along the near half wall out to center ice. Puck bounces around now into the Bronco zone. Shot. Hit a Bronco player off the stick of Calder. Now a backhand. That's knocked away by Erickson. Gets out to center ice. Bouncing puck. Scholler knocks that along. And Cable will pick it up here for Fort Frances with 4:20 left in the first period. Kinnear skates up the center of the ice for the Muskies. Comes to the near wall. On her backhand. Looking, waiting, gets pushed wide by Erickson. A little poke check there, trying to knock it up, but Kinnear maintains possession. Out to the point to Cable. Wrister deflected in front, goes wide of the mark off the stick of Kenny. Picked up there by Manassas. She throws it back into the near corner as we go under 4 remaining in the first period. Score 1-0 in favor of the Muskies. Tough angle shot there for Kenny. Knocked around and knocked away by Marcotte. Shot. Wrister up there, high into the corner. Out to Cable, who backhands one towards the net. Scholler knocks it into the corner. Izzy Taylor knocks it into the far corner. Centering pass off the skate of Erickson, bounces around in the far corner. Another centering pass looking for Kenny. She was tied up as the puck comes to the top of the circle. Cable skates in from the blue line, knocks it into the near corner for Fort Frances. Broncos now maintain possession as they look for Erickson, who throws it out, looking to get the Broncos a line change here. They gladly would have taken an icing here as the Muskies enter the zone again. Izzy Taylor on the backhand, forehand shot. Marcotte with the bouncing save.
Flipped it up and grabbed it.
Knocked it up in the air, then grabs it with the right hand, and the score remains 1-0.
Izzy Taylor had a very good chance.
You don't like bouncy pucks? No, I understand why. I get that, Mitchell. That makes a whole lot of sense to me. Face-off will come to the left of the goaltender.
Luck of the bounce, they call that. Luck of the bounce.
Good eye-hand coordination right there as the Bulls wins the face-off, but the Muskies now control. Thrown towards the net by the Muskies, going to be picked up in the corner there by Redford. Now a centering pass that comes all the way out to the point. Fisher has it for Fort Frances. Her shot hit a skate, went to the far side. Redford picks it up there, goes to the point. Back in to the corner, they look to go with it, and tied up there by the Broncos. And then a good job by the Muskies to send it back, and then the Broncos try to send it out. And Koemans keeps it in. Now picked up, centering pass. Bouncing puck, and I like what Macy did there. Just dive out, get your body on top of it, make no mistake.
The Broncos are having a hard time clearing the puck from their end, and Fort Frances is just zipping all over the place. So right now, Macy's really kind of holding them in the game.
Holding them in the game, no doubt about it. As Calder will take the face-off against Vollum. Goes to the far wall. Broncos look to get it out as Vollum chips it out off the boards. Koemans knocks it right back in. And then the Broncos pick it up there. That's Manasseh. Manasseh skates to the near side, lays on the brakes, enters the zone. Forehand shot, that was knocked away, goes into the corner. Vollum the first one there. Tried to center, but 2 Muskie players take that puck away, and they look to clear the zone here with just over 2 minutes. Played off the wall. 2-on-2 in the zone come the Muskies. Shot by Calder, that hit the equipment of Erickson. Calder has it again. Joe out to the point to Fisher. Wrister, that hit a skate and goes into the far corner. Picked up there by Koemans. Koemans knocks it into the corner. Her and Vollum battle along the far half wall. Bouncing puck finally settled down by Maria. Tried to clear the zone. Koemans kept it. Her shot hit Vollum and goes back in behind the goal line where the teams battle for it. Centering pass there, and Erickson clears that away. Bouncing puck in the far circle. Finally going to picked up by Manasseh. Vollum tries to knock it out. Kept in by Koemans. Come to the near side. Antonik has it. Goes to the forehand. Waits. Shoot. Macy got a piece of that one and knock it in behind the net. Wraparound attempt. Knocked away. Close range shot. Kept out, I believe, by Manasseh. That hit Marcotte, and Manasseh kept it out with the stick. Another opportunity. Backhand right into the body of Marcotte. And she jumps out on top of that. How's that for some crazy?
There's some pepper going on there.
How about that backhanded shot by Fisher? They just kind of flipped it backhand right up high.
Oh, right now the Fort Frances girls are skating very, very hard and very quick. They're half a step quicker than the Broncos right now, and
they've got a team, as we mentioned, has a chance to go to the OFSAs, the All Ontarios here, and they're showing why. They've kept the pressure on the Broncos here in the first period, but as you mentioned, Marcotte keeping them in the game. Kenny to Taylor in behind the net for the Muskies. Centering pass knocked away by the Broncos. Knocked out to center ice off the stick there of Pellin, and back to get it is Koemans. Koemans at her own blue line. Cross ice pass knocked off the skates there of Bulls, and now Taylor. Izzy comes into the zone on the forehand. That shot goes over the top of the net. Knocked away by Stone into the near corner. Kenny gets it to Taylor. Taylor centering pass knocked away by the Broncos. Puck lays loose in the slot. Going to be picked up by Cousino. Her shot goes wide of the mark with just under 40 seconds remaining. Cousino at the point. Waiting. Slap shot. Wide of the mark. Comes into the near wall. Teams battle for it along the near half wall. Comes out to the point. Cable. Her wrister up high. Macy, I don't think I ever saw that, caught that right in the shoulder area and then knocked it to the far corner. The Broncos knock it out to center ice off the stick of Pellin. Back to pick it up is going to be Kinney. Into her own zone with 10 seconds remaining in the first period. Up to Izzy Taylor. She backhands it into the zone, and that shall end the first period here. Broncos struggled a little bit, but boy, on the scoreboard, it's only a 1-0 game.
It's only 1-0 game.
So we will take a little break right here, and we'll let the teams go to the locker rooms, and we'll get everybody checked out here, get the stats, get the shots on goal, and we'll come back with more. You are watching Bronco Girls Hockey right here on Midco Channel 7 and online at kcc-tv.org.
together when we do this. So. I don't have a problem with that whatsoever. But we went down to check on shots on goal, we not keeping track of that. That's a Fort Frances tradition, 7:15. I was like, that's okay. I have a lot of abs. I'm not really into stuff.
Yeah, welcome back to Ice for Kids Arena. Happy to have you along here on kcc-tv.org and Midco Channel 7. I appreciate the couple of messages I got from people who let me know that everything sounds and looks good. We appreciate the information, as we're a little short-handed tonight, and so to make that happen, we got things done. That's the biggest thing that I can say here tonight, as we see that the Zambonis got a couple of more laps to go, and then they'll get the teams back out on the ice and get this ready for the second period. But a 1-0 hockey game here, and there was a goal at the 1:38 mark of the first period by Abby Kenny. The assist goes to number 10, Jersey Calder. And that's all the scoring in the first period, and we would love to tell you how many shots on goal there were for each team, but that's not happening because they're not keeping track downstairs. But I guess I could make an estimate. I'm going to say that Macy Marcotte had 18 saves in that first period, and that might even be low. She was a very, very busy person, and I would say for the Muskies, I think 4 saves between Jersey Mason and Cameron Sandalovich, but that will just be a guess. And of course, the Bronco goaltender Macy Marcotte and Naomi Caradice, the injured player with the broken ankle, she was the backup goaltender, and together in a couple of these games this year, the Broncos have had better than 60 saves and a lot of 50 and 40 save nights. So right now, number 31, Macy Marcotte, well on her way to that mark of possibly getting 50 to 60 saves tonight. And
what does she have now?
We have no idea because they're not keeping track of shots on goal downstairs. I wish they said if we'd have told them before the game, they would have done it. And I'm like, well, that's too bad. George is looking for his roster.
There it is.
He has it. Making sure I don't knock anything us off the air or anything else, because we're in a precarious situation with a lot of things here. As I mentioned, we are. This is my first time getting everything set up, and I think it took us about an hour, George, to get set up, and we still had a couple of wires that weren't quite right. And
yeah, we had 2 minutes before they dropped the puck, and we still weren't sure we were on.
Yeah, that's the key thing. And of course, just like anything, if it doesn't work, unplug it, let it sit for a few seconds,
start all over,
and then start all over again. And that helped us out here along the way. So we were able to get on the air here, and we're very happy to be able to bring you this telecast. We've got a busy schedule this week. We got 2 games, and I say that's busy. Not maybe in other people's minds, but for me that's a busy schedule with curling on Tuesday nights and everything else. So we'll have Bronco boys basketball on the air for you on Thursday night as they host the War Road Warriors, and we'll see what happens there on Tuesday night as the Broncos. Well, they'll have Virginia tomorrow night, the Bronco boys at home. It'll be they'll have their hands full, although Virginia I think is going to come out in a very ornery mood, George. Virginia only suffered their second loss of the year on Friday night in Deer River. Deer River went coast to coast with 2 seconds left. The kid threw up the layup and made it and got fouled. And Virginia lost 77-76. But Virginia averaging over 80 points a game this year. So if you go to Falls High Gym tomorrow night, you're going to see lots of offense, lots and lots of scoring. And they have a young man by the name of Jaden Bernard. Do you remember Jaden?
I do remember Jaden.
Do you remember
Bernard.
how Jaden can jump out of the building and catch a football? He can jump out of the building. They actually, on Twitter, somebody put together a minute of Jaden Carlson dunks.
I remember watching him a year ago, and between him and a couple of Broncos, they really put themselves on a ball game. And and it's they're a good basketball team traditionally, and I'm sure that Bernard is
one of the pieces of the puzzle. They got a couple other guys that are pretty good. The Broncos will have their hands full, and I don't want anybody to take this the wrong way. The Broncos got to go show themselves, and like I said, it's going to be a tough game. And if the Broncos get a win, it will be considered an upset. And I'm just saying that because that's the way the numbers work. And so we'll see what happens there as we get ready here for this second period. We'll switch in as the Broncos will be going left to right in this second period. Of course, the Broncos Girls Hockey team, they're going to get on a bus tomorrow, and they're going to play a 5 o'clock game in North Shore at Two Harbors tomorrow because they've got their game postponed on Friday night. And then, of course, the Bronco boys hockey team is playing Greenway tomorrow. So
at Greenway.
I think that game is at home. I gotta check my phone here quick, and I will get that decided here. Boys hockey at home against Greenway. So busy day tomorrow here as we're back underway as the puck comes into the Muskie zone, knocked right back out and retreating into her own zone. It'll actually be an icing call. Man, I didn't think she hit it hard enough, but that new ice is slippery.
It is.
So we'll bring it all the way back down to the left of Cameron Sandilovich, and we'll get a face-off there. As it'll be Jill Calder for the Muskies, and it'll be Maria Vollum here for the Broncos. Knocked around towards the net, picked up there by the defense of the Muskies, thrown along the near wall. This is Koumans, tries to clear the zone, kept in at the point. Koumans gets another opportunity. Erickson will keep it along the half wall, and then Jill Calder did a good job of somehow knifing that puck away from Erickson. Shea Manassa knocks it off of her stick. Knocked loose, and now Shea picks it up. Skates to the far side. Comes back to the forehand. Knocked off of her stick as it bounced to the far side. Scholler has it knocked off of her stick by Jill Calder. Erickson races back into her own zone to pick it up. Just underway here in the second period. Score remains 1-0 in favor of Fort Frances. Thrown towards the net, picked up there by Manassa. Looks to clear the zone. Knocked towards the net. Ooh, that was a good low shot there like you want from your defense. And Macy Marcotte comes up with the save. We'll get a face-off to her left. As both teams will get line changes. First line out for the Muskies, second line out for the Broncos. Bowles will take the face-off for the Broncos. Taylor for the Muskies as Taylor wins it back. Cable throws it towards the net. That hits her own player, Kinnear, knocked to the far wall. Norton looks to clear the zone. Cable keeps it in. Picked up there by Taylor. She tries to play it off the wall to herself. Now in behind the net, Kinnear. Goes back in behind the net looking for Taylor. Taylor looking for a centering pass to Kenny. That's knocked away by the Broncos. Stone. And Stone looks to skate it out along the near wall. Bowles tried to clear it out, but it's kept in at the point by Jersey Calder. And then on second effort, the Broncos knock it out to center ice. Jersey Calder turns around. Puck comes loose to Taylor. Taylor tried to knife that one towards the near wall. Knocked away by the Broncos. And the Muskies will, no, we're going to get a whistle. And we're going to get a penalty. Ha! Right there, Kinnear with a checking penalty. And the Broncos will go on the power play for the second time this game. I did not see the check, but I'll take the check. It happened right down there. Right down here by the blue line. So the Broncos' second power play of the game. Face off to the right of Cameron Sandilovich. A cross ice pass intercepted away there by Cross. Her and Erickson will race after the puck into the near corner. Erickson pins Cross up against the wall nicely. Did it gently. And here come the Broncos. Vollum out of her own zone. Hits a skate. Erickson skates back to regroup. Broncos on their second power play of the game. Gets it to Vollum. Vollum Skates it into the zone. Goes to the far wall. Try to get it back to Erickson. Knocked away there by the Muskies and out to center ice and all the way down. Now a race for the puck between Jill Calder and Manassa. Calder will win this race. She's in behind the net. Trying to waste some time on this penalty, and then good job there by the Broncos to knock it away. Vollum near side. Looking for Stone. Stone crosses over into the zone. Excuse me, this is Erickson. Erickson shot just wide of the mark. Comes off the end wall, and the Muskies throw it all the way down the ice. Somehow they got 2 minutes up there. I think there should only be 1 minute remaining, right, when we get back at it. We'll see. Maybe they've got a 3-minute penalty now. I'm not sure. Maybe that's something.
That would be a new one.
Puck comes out to center ice.
Almost major.
Picked up, yeah. It's a semi-major.
Semi-major.
Not a minor. It's not a major. It's a semi-major. Puck comes in behind the Bronco net. Picked up there by the Muskies. This is Marty Woods. Her centering pass comes loose, knocked at the near wall, where it's going to be picked up there by Pellin. Knocked off of her stick by Cable, who sends it back in behind the Bronco net. Woods gets it into the corner. Manassa knocks it off of her stick. Now they'll battle for the puck back in the corner. I believe 20 seconds remaining in the power play. As the Broncos have control of the puck, this is Herberg out to center ice off the far wall. Marty Woods backhands it towards the Broncos zone. Puck laying loose. Herberg backhanded pass now picked up by the Muskies. Making a move here is Fisher into the zone on her backhand. Crosses over, just knocked off by her stick at the last moment. Manassa couldn't clear. Kinnear comes out of the penalty box, throws a shot towards the net as we are all even though it says a minute on the clock down in your lower left-hand corner. Shot knocked wide by the Broncos and out to center ice where Fisher has it. Fisher, cross ice looking for Cable, but a good job there by Pellin to make that pass not possible, and then Kinnear will bring it in offside, stopping the clock with 12:56 remaining here in the second period. Still 1-0 in favor of Fort Frances.
You know, it's amazing. Generation. I look at the names on these rosters. You see Calders, you see Cosnos, Becks. It's just like these names just don't go anywhere.
They just keep cycling around, right? Those good families keep those good hockey players coming around.
They do indeed. Bombay.
Face off just outside of the Broncos zone, and the linesman and the referee on the far side conversing about something, holding up play. Now we're set as the Muskies win the face-off, send it in. Erickson cross-ice pass, dangerous as Kenny was coming down the slot and nearly stole that one away. And now the puck still stays in the zone. Taylor throws it into the far corner. Tipped away up there by Stone, and the Muskies send it right back into the far corner. Battle along the half wall. Puck's going to be picked up there and knocked out to center ice by Norton as the Muskies pick it up. Jersey Calder near side. Skates it into the Broncos zone. Vollum tries to take it away from her. Calder lets a shot go that goes into the far corner. Now along the half wall. Norton looking to clear. Thrown right back in behind the Bronco net by Calder. Erickson will pick it up along the near half wall. Taken off of her stick and now knocked out to center ice off the stick of a Muskie player. Koeman's back to pick it up for Fort Frances. Puck knocked loose, now out to center ice. Try to throw it back in, but that hit the linesman, and now a possible 2-on-1 here for the Muskies. Good job getting back into the play there by Stone. Taylor off the bench, comes in. Gets past one Bronco player on her backhand. Backhands it towards the net. That's knocked away by Erickson of the Broncos. Stone overskates it in the corner. Retreats back to get it, knocks up along the half wall. Norton has it there. Norton overskates it. Tries to knock it out towards center, and it finally does. Bouncing puck. Bowles is going to get there first. Knocked off of her stick as she had her stick lifted, and now picked up there by the Muskies. Thrown up along the near wall, and now Kinnear out of her own zone. Passes it forward. Looking for Calder. That just gets past her, and the Broncos send it all the way down the ice. And this will be, I think, the first icing call of the game on the Broncos, maybe their second one here. Nearly 6 minutes into this second period, and their score remains 1-0 in favor of Fort Frances.
Well, Macy Marquardt is continuing her little surge here, and she's keeping them in, banging around.
That's all we asked for right here, right, George?
That's it.
Face off, thrown towards the net. Erickson stops that with a stick, throws it up in the air a little bit, and a bouncing puck out to center ice. Back to pick it up is Captain Fisher. Fisher weighs her options, goes up along the far wall looking for Jill Calder. Calder tips it along. Her and Manassa battle for it. Calder comes away with it. Had her shot altered at the last minute by Erickson as that puck goes wide. Comes into the near corner. Cross. Centers one right out front. Knocked away by the Broncos. Puck bounces around in the slot. Going to be picked up there by Fort Frances. Out to the point to Cousino. Cross ice pass. Shot from there. Deflected in front. Loose puck's going to be picked up here by Stallard. Stallard skates up along the near wall. Knocks it off of a Muskie player and all the way in behind the Muskie net. Back to pick it up there is going to be Fisher up along the near half wall. Broncos can't keep it in the zone. Race for the puck between Calder and Manassa. I felt like I just said that just a moment ago. That's because I did. Calder wins the race again. Look to center it, but that's knocked away nicely there by the Broncos. Maria Vollum being very physical there, pushing the puck into the corner. Kept in at the point. Fisher, slap shot.
Ooh.
Marcotte got her body in front of that and then jumps on the rebound. It stops
That was
the
a
clock.
nice hard slap shot, too.
That's a very nice slap shot there. And exactly 10 minutes remaining in this second period as we approach the halfway mark of this game. Score still 1-0 here in favor of Fort Frances. Face off to the right between Vollum and Woods. Vollum wins it to the near wall. Broncos look to clear it out, but the Muskies keep it in at the point. Shot thrown towards the net. That goes wide of the mark. On to the far half wall. Beck out to the point. Fisher, her wrister, hits some bodies in front, goes into the near corner. Skating in is Redford. Wraps it around the boards. Fisher skates in from the point. Keeping it in there. Taken away by the Broncos, and the Broncos are going to take, well, if this has got the gusto to get there. Oh, it hit something. And no ice. I don't know what it hit over there, but it stopped. That's like a miracle type thing over there on the far side. Puck in the corner in the Muskie zone. Cousino has it there, fires it along the wall looking for Redford. Out to the center ice, Herberg racing back to get it. Marty Woods bearing down on her. Stone also there to help. Puck knocked into the far corner. Racing to pick it up is going to be Beck for the Muskies. Centering pass, that's deflected and goes wide of the mark. Good job there by Redford on the deflection, just wide of the mark. Shot bounces out in front there. Marcotte knocks it down with the body, then covers it up with the glove. And we'll get another face-off to the right of Marcotte. As both teams get 5 fresh bodies onto the ice. One out for first line out for the Muskies, 2 for the Broncos. Face-off 1. Shot from the point off the stick of Jersey Calder, just goes wide of the mark as Kenny was looking for the deflection in front. Taylor has it in the corner. Centering pass knocked away by Erickson. Kept in by Calder. Jersey, her slap shot knocked down by Erickson. Erickson weaves between a couple of white jerseys, one-handed, gets it out to center ice. Looking there for Norton, but it just got past her. Now Erickson retreats into her own zone. Head of steam as she comes along the near wall. Looking to get past Kinnear. Kinnear does a good job of squeezing her off of the puck. Comes loose. Teams battle on the near half wall. Kept in at the point by Manassa. Erickson, Richter, wide of the mark. Taylor back to pick it up for Fort Frances. Kenny along the far half wall, knocks it out to center ice. Manassa will race back to pick it up for the Broncos. Kinnear was looking for the pickpocket and get things going in the opposite direction, but Manassa picks up the loose puck, makes a couple of moves into the zone. Goes to that forehand shot. Cameron Sandalovich kicked that away. Picked up by Calder. Calder goes to the far wall to Kenny. Kenny looks to get it out. Kept in by Stone. Stone waits. Her wrister hits Taylor right in the upper body. And then Kenny clears it out to center ice. Back to pick it up is Manassa. Manassa comes to the near side. 7.5 remaining in this second period. Manassa gets into the zone. Crosses over. Goes back to that forehand. Her shot deflected by Calder. Now thrown along the near half wall, kept in at the point nicely by Manassa. Throws it along the half wall. Calder, Jersey looking to clear it out of the zone. Jill will get it out of the zone, and now pick up the puck. Skates into the zone. Big slap shot, missed on that one a little bit. Slams her stick on the ice in frustration. Centering pass from behind the net, deflected away by Marcotte, the goalie, to the far wall. Now back in behind Macy. Stone throws it to the far wall. Bronco tied up there by a couple Muskie players. Puck finally comes loose. Shot by the Muskies. Deflected away there by Stone. Thrown back towards the Bronco net. Tied up in front was the Muskie player. And Marcotte sees that loose puck and says, that's my job to jump out on that puck. I'm going to do just that and let my teammates get some new bodies out here with 6:53 remaining in the second period. Still 1-0 on a goal at the 1:38 mark of the first period off the stick of number 9, Abby Kenny, for the Fort Frances Muskies. Third line out for the Muskies. First line out for the Broncos. The Broncos are one player short. Coming out late here, this is going to be Sarah Valentine, and they'll shoo Vollum out of the faceoff circle for the Broncos being tardy, and winning the faceoff there was Emma Erickson. Yeah, she drove the bus over too, I heard. She does it all, right?
She does it all.
Cross ice pass comes loose into the Muskie zone. Jersey Calder back to pick it up. Wheels in behind her own net, goes to the far side. Gets it to Beck. Backhand one for Woods, but that was a little bit out of her reach. Herberg sends it into the Muskie zone. Muskies knock it right back out. Herberg has it there. Tried to play it further along, but Cable picks it up. Plays it off the near wall. Gets past Redford, and Erickson will pick it up in the near circle. Goes in behind her own net. Ooh, nearly picked off there by Redford. Her backhanded shot went wide of the mark. Calder. Does she leave the ice? Jersey's been out there for like 3 minutes, I think.
She goes, doesn't she?
Cross ice pass. Broncos try to get it out of the zone, but it's kept in by the Muskies. Taylor made a move, but lost it there to Herberg. Puck in behind the Bronco net now. Taylor. Centering pass. Kenny right out front. Quick wrister there, and a nice save by Marcotte. Erickson backhands one off the glass. Gets past the defense. No icing here. As back to pick it up will be Cable. Cable throws it along the near wall. Kinnear weighs her options. Gets it up to Taylor. Manassa knocked it away from her momentarily, and Taylor picks it up. 1-on-3. Oh! She tried to make the toe drag there, but Stone knocked that away as they battle for it along the near half wall. Knocked around, kept in at the point. Cable, wrister, Marcotte right up against the post. I think that would have gone inside the far post, and Marcotte hangs on to that one with 5:20 remaining in the second period. And we'll get a face-off to Macy's left.
The other thing I noticed about this Fort Frances lineup, 2 seniors, Tim, and they are speedies. You know, I mean, and it's probably not their best people.
Well, a couple years ago, they basically had all 9th and 10th graders, and they were banking on that this team is going to be very good, and they are very good. There's no doubt about that. Shot for the point. Hit the equipment there of Stallard, and the Muskies lost the zone for a moment, so they got a tag up here as Manassa with a head of steam from behind her own net along the near wall. Cross ice pass deflected away by Antoniuk. Muskies coming into the zone. Calder couldn't control it. Or excuse me, that was cross. Now a shot by Calder. Marcotte not sure where it was at. It was up in the air. Bounces back out front, and now the Broncos bring it out to neutral. Stone throws it off the wall. Gets it past a Muskie defender as they go back to pick it up. This is Fisher. Fisher along the far side. Wheels back in behind her own net with 4.5 remaining in the second period. Cross along the near wall. Kept in by number 22 there, Pellin, all the way around to the far corner. Battled for it. Muskies look to clear, and they will get it out to center ice. Herberg retreats. Calder with a head of steam. Erickson just flicks it off her stick at the last moment. Now going to be brought in by Antoniuk. Her shot wide of the mark. Comes off the bouncy end walls here at Ice for Kids Arena. Koemans keeps it in at the point for the Muskies, and now back to pick it up is Herberg. Herberg looks to come out the near side. Koeman says, I'll take that. Throws one right back towards Marcotte. Tipped in front, never got to Marcotte. Then it's up along the post, and it got by Marcotte, I believe. Yes, it did. And the Muskies take a 2-0 lead. I think Macy thought she had it up against the post, but she apparently did not. And the Muskies will score the second goal of the game here at the 13:05 mark of the second period and take a 2-0 lead. So I'm not sure who tipped it in front, so we'll have to listen to the official scoring. So we'll wait for that as we get back to action here. Puck knocked around. So the goal will go to Jill Calder. The assist goes to Kiana Antoniuk, and it's 2-0 here in favor of Fort Frances. Puck in the Bronco zone. Emma Erickson has it behind her own net. Plays it off the wall, and here comes another penalty on the Muskies for a check. Their third checking penalty of the game. So the Broncos have their third power play. As this will be Redford going back to the penalty box for the second time in this game.
Yeah, she laid a shoulder into Emma. And Emma is not that easy to put down, and she went down on this one.
No, she is not. That tells you that it was a good check.
It was a good check.
There by Redford. Could have been called an elbow. Could be a 3-minute penalty. Yeah, it could be a semi-major.
I've got a cameraman that tells me how tough she really is.
I bet he doesn't screw around.
I bet he doesn't either.
So the Muskies win the faceoff. They'll send it all the way down. Marcotte sends it out to Erickson. Erickson retreats in behind her own net. Izzy Taylor on the forecheck there for the Muskies. Out to Manassa, lost it off her stick, goes to regain it. Comes onto the stick, Erickson. Here's a possible breakaway for Taylor. Into the zone, short-handed. Goes to the backhand, goal. Put it upstairs where Grandma keeps the cookies, as they have to say.
Oh, I'm telling you, I think when I see him right here, Izzy Taylor might be the best blades on the ice. She really skates and she scoots hard all the time.
I did try to tell you that early on. Short-handed here. So the unassisted goal here for Izzy Taylor. But what's the problem? Well, we're not worried. We know that the score is 3-0. We if they don't want to put them up for them, we'll keep it at a 1-0 hockey game. The Broncos control it. Yeah, I suppose that the people can see our scoreboard on the screen. They'll get there. Don't rush them. All in good time, Mitchell. Broncos back in their own zone. Tatum Stone. Lost it to Jill Calder, who backhands it into the zone. Shea Manassa back to pick it up. In behind her own net to the far wall. Cross picks it up there. Tried to backhand one for Calder. That was knocked away by Manassa. Now to the far wall. Vollum tried to play it along, but it was knocked away by the Muskies, and now Manassa will knock it out to center ice. And back into the Muskie zone goes Cable. Cable, just over 2 minutes remaining. Now they've got it up there 3-0. Cable, head of steam along the far wall, crosses over, stays on that forehand, looks, shoots, hits the side of the net. Stone tried to knock it along. Cable, centering pass, deflected away by Erickson. Comes out to the point where it's going to be picked up by the Muskies. Now knocked away by Vollum. And then she's knocked to the ice. Looking for a hand raise, none coming. Kick save there by Marcotte off the shot by Cable. Broncos look to clear the zone, but they cannot. Shot towards the net. Erickson knocks that down with a skate. Now she'll head out to center. Try to get it past Fisher, but Fisher played that very well. Broncos knock it into the zone, and now the Muskies knock it out to center ice. Erickson regroups there as the Broncos are changing personnel. Under 90 remaining in the period.
Yeah.
Muskies coming out the near side.
Now.
This is Cross, as you mentioned. Full strength here are the Muskies. Thank you. As Erickson picks it up, throws it off the wall. Out to center. Fisher has it there. Nearly too many players on the ice there for the Muskies. And getting it out to center there is Manassa. Cross ice pass. Knocked away by Koumans. Erickson takes a big swipe at it from the red line. Under a minute now remaining in the period. Back to pick it up are the Muskies. Backhanded into the far corner by Fisher. Centering pass by the Broncos. Hit a body in front. Puck's just laying out there. Finally comes on to Sandolovin. She just slowly glides it away. Like, no big deal, everybody. I can take care of this. Muskies knock it out to center ice. Picked up by Calder with a head of steam. Cross ice pass. That's just going to be out of the reach there of Redford. Centering pass knocked away by the Broncos. Calder picks it up. Her centering pass hits the back of the net, goes into the far corner. Vollum had it momentarily. Her and Redford tied up with 20 remaining in the period. Puck comes loose. Comes out to the point. Koeman steps up. Shot towards the net. Deflected in front. Calder, goal. Calder stopped that puck, pulled it back, got it to the forehand, and just slid it into the back of the empty net. And the Muskies have taken a 4-goal lead here as Calder is going to get her second of the game with 11.5 seconds remaining. So at the 16:49 mark.
Well, Calder's one of the seniors, and she's out there hustling almost as much as Izzy is. So they're working very hard. They're a nice combo.
They're the two centers for a reason on the top two lines, because they can make things happen. Vollum had the faceoff, tried to backhand one towards the Muskie zone. Cousino had that, tied up along the near half wall. And we are going to head to the second intermission with the score. Fort Frances 4, International Falls Girls 0. So they give the goal there to Calder, which we called, and then the assist go to Rael Redford, number 21, and also to number 4, Kiana Antonik. So the 4-0 lead here for the Muskies as they head to the locker rooms for the second intermission. We'll take another break. We'll come back with more here from Ice for Kids Arena. You are watching Bronco Girls Hockey right here on Midco Channel 7 and online at kcc-tv.org. Oh, a little bit more. Yeah, that's enough, I think. Maybe just a hair less, George, as I'm looking at it. Well, welcome back, everybody, here to Ice for Kids Arena as the Zamboni has completed his efforts, and we're almost ready to get this third period underway. 3 goals scored in that period, all in the last 4 minutes, and the Broncos had hung in there at 1-0, but Jill Calder got the goal at the 13:05 mark. The assist goes to Kiana Antonik, and it was 2-0 in favor of the Muskies. Then shorthanded, Izzy Taylor comes up with the turnover, comes up with the dandy. I'll show you this, then I'm going to go to the backhand and slid it into the back of the net, shorthanded at the 14:01 mark to make it 3-0. And then with just 11.5 seconds remaining, Jill Calder gets her second goal of the period. Antonik picks up the secondary assist, her second point of the period, and Redford got the primary assist for the 4-0 lead as the Muskies kind of broke open a very close game, George. And just too bad, because I felt like the Broncos had hung in there for so long, and just that first one that Calder got kind of snuck inside the near post and just snuck past it, and then, things happen.
Well, the Muskies are really attacking the puck, and they're skating real hard. They're keeping the puck in the Bronco end a lot, and when they clear it out, they really can't set anything up on the Fort Frances end. So right now, Fort Frances is pretty much dominating, but the Broncos are playing. I mean, Macy Marcotte has really had a great game, and the 4-0 score really doesn't point that out.
Quick update here from the Falls High Gymnasium. At last count, the Bronco girls leading the Northwoods Grizzlies by a score of 39-21, and they are without their head coach Jay Boyle tonight, who is down in Duluth with his father, and we'll wish him the best, a speedy recovery for Joe, who had a little infection that he had to take care of. Not to get too much information out there for everybody, but Coach Boyle down there, and he's watching online. You can watch all the games now that aren't on KCC-TV. You can watch them on the Bronco or the ISD 361 YouTube channel, because there's a camera up on the wall, and it shows the game. Does a pretty nice job. And so he's down there watching these girls, and he told me via text he couldn't be happier with the way his girls are playing without him there, because it's a tough deal when the coach isn't there.
It's a tough deal. It keeps you awake at night.
We've got 17 more minutes on the clock. We're ready for the third period. Broncos going right to left. Face-off control by the Muskies. No screwing around. They get them right back out on the ice here. That is the one thing I do like about the Canadians. They don't sit around and wait for, let's get out there and let's play some hockey. Puck bouncing around in the Muskie zone, going to be picked up there, thrown towards the net, just wide of the mark. Boom! Tried to play it off of Sandilovic. With a sharp angle shot there, and that's saved by Sandilovic. Has a good opportunity there for Tegan Friesen. And for those of you that maybe haven't watched Bronco Girls Hockey this year, they've got 3 girls from Rainy River. Tegan Friesen, one of those. Tatum Stone, the other one. And we talked about Naomi Caradice, the goaltender who got injured. So she's the third one from Rainy Rivers. 3 players that have held to complete this Bronco roster as the Muskies take a icing call here. And, of course, that the Broncos have 14 in uniform tonight, and a couple of bodies less than that would make it very difficult to be able to have a JV and a varsity and make everything go. So.
Yeah, they're just running 2 lines, and by the way, the third period, that gets to be pretty long.
Face-off control by the Broncos. Herbert tried to keep it in. As she took it back, she lost control of it, and now here comes the Muskies into the zone. Back pass there for Kenny. Shot. Saved by Marcotte as she came out of her crease area to the point, and Kinnear's like, should I have shot that? Did I make the right? Yeah, she probably made the right choice with the pass. But Kenny looking for her second goal of the hockey game. And Marcotte, as they say, equal to the task.
She was indeed.
Face-off control by the Muskies. Fisher, cross-ice pass, looking for Koumans. Koumans throws one towards the net. That's deflected away by the Broncos. Going to be picked up there by Pellin. Pellin skates up the far side. Tries to knock it past the far side over there, and now back into the Broncos zone where it's picked up by Stone. Collides with Kinnear. Puck comes loose, now going to be picked up by Herbert. Comes into the corner. Sprague skip past her stick. Now Kenny has it. Throws it into the far corner where Kinnear will be the first one there for the Muskies. She'll fire it right back to Kenny behind the net. Kenny's centering pass looking for Taylor. That shot quickly on top of Marcotte, and I think she got the blade of her skate onto that one and knocked that one away. At the point, Fisher. Fisher tries to go back to Taylor. Taylor flicks one towards the net, goes wide of the mark. Kenny will pick it up there. Kenny looking for Kinnear. Knocked away nicely there by Pellin to the far wall. Teams battle for it there. Kinnear comes up with it, centering pass. Kenny had it in her skates, couldn't get it away. Oh, and a sharp angle shot, and somehow, how did that get past her?
I don't know.
It waited like it went straight in, so it must have hit a stick or somebody in front, or maybe it hit Marcotte's stick out front. But either way, it's the 5th goal, the 2nd of the night for Kenny, and the Fort Frances Muskies lead by a score of 5-0. This goal comes at the 2:41 mark, and we'll wait for the assist call here from PA announcer Jason Cable. Broncos have it back in their own zone. Erickson knocked away by the Muskies Beck, and then Erickson regroups, throws it out to center ice, and Cable retreats into her own zone. Cross ice pass. Thrown towards the Bronco zone. Oh, gets past Manassa. Coming out, and that is Marcotte saving that one, and a big collision there.
I thought they might even call a penalty on the goal.
So the assist on that Abby Kenny goal to Taylor and Kinnear. So the entire forward line there, and that big collision. Go ahead, George.
No, Marcotte, I almost thought they were going to call a penalty.
Yeah, she came out very aggressively on that, and I was hoping she was going to. She did a nice job of coming out, and her and Redford, a big collision there, and thankfully nobody hurt on that play. Puck comes back into the Muskie zone. Race for it between Cousino and Erickson. Erickson picks it up. Centering pass, looking for Friesen there, but it was kicked away by the Muskies and out to center ice. Up to Cross. Cross looks to get past Stone. Now knocked out into the slot. Stone will pick it up there. Comes out of her own zone, gets to the red line, knocks it up into the netting, and we'll get a face-off, I believe, at center ice here. With 14:15 remaining in this hockey game. And where will they're discussing where the face-off is going to be. They're going to put it right outside of the Muskie zone. So Abby Kenny with a couple of goals, Jill Calder with a couple, and Izzy Taylor with the other one for a 5-0 lead for Fort Frances. Face-off won by Bowles. Cross-ice pass by Stone, a little bit out of the reach of Herberg there. Cross throws it back into the Bronco zone. Stone knocks that right back out to center ice. Muskies throw it in, but they've got to take up and get back on side. Herberg comes into the corner, looking for Bowles, who tips it along, but it's kept in at the point. Backhanded shot towards the net, knocked away by Stone. Stone knocks it to the far side. Knocked out, and Cable will just outside of the zone, so the Muskies will have to take up. Herberg up along the near wall, pushes it along, going to be picked up by Cable. Cable, cross-ice pass looking for Cousino. Teams battle for the puck along the far side. Now Jill Calder picks it up, skates in 2-on-2. Wrister, Marcotte the save, and falls onto her backside, but keeps it out of the net. With 13:30 remaining in this hockey game, 5-0 in favor of the Muskies. As I get the thumb up from Mitchell, you like the save? Is that what you're trying to give me? That's the thumbs up. We should have just put a microphone on you, a headset, and you could have just chatted while you were being cameraman. That would be fun. Right out front, Marcotte comes out to take that away, and it's knocked into the near corner. Centering pass, knocked away nicely by Erickson. Fisher keeps it in at the point. Cross-ice pass, looking for Jersey Calder into the corner. Centering pass, second opportunity, comes right through in front of the crease to the near side. Fisher, her wrister. That hit that shoulder there, and she tries to clear the zone. Gets past Kenny. Kenny knocked it back in. So the Muskies will have to tag up, and that'll allow Erickson to get ahead of steam out of her own zone into the Muskie zone. Along the wall, cranks in, goes to the backhand, tries to push one past Sandilovic, and Sandilovic knocked that away, and then the Muskies cleared it to the far corner, and the Muskies out to center ice, and this is going to come right on to Marcotte for no icing, as the Muskies are changing in behind the play, and then Marcotte sees big number 9 Abby Kenny bearing down and says, you know what, she's already put 2 in the net. I don't want to give her an opportunity for that third one. On
the last rush the Broncos had, that was one of the best opportunities this period. Emma Erickson is really kind of, for defenseman, she doesn't have any problem attacking the net.
No, she does not. Face off to the left of Marcotte, won by the Broncos. Valentine out to center ice along with Stone from her defense position. They bring it all the way back into the Muskie zone. Some good body work there. Stone right out front, jamming at the post. Oh, Valentine with an opportunity and couldn't get it past Sandilovic. Stone with another opportunity. And that is the best opportunity of the game for the Broncos. And Sandilovic comes up with the save. Here come the Muskies back the other way. Marcotte gets a piece of that high shot off the stick of Redford. Puck bounces into the near corner. Fisher pinches in, knocks it in behind the Bronco net where Herberg has it. Herbert goes out the far side. Knocked off of her stick. Knocked along by Bowles with the hand pass. Muskies pick it up, throw it right back in, tag up, and back to get it. Stone really tired. She's been out there for quite a while. Calder tips along, kept in by Fisher, her wrister. Knocked away by Marcotte with the blade of the stick. Into the corner it goes. Broncos look to clear it out, but it's kept in at the point by Jersey Calder. Bouncing puck towards the net. Jill sitting right out front. She wants to try to jam that one home.
Whoa.
Knocks it wide of the mark. Herbert picks the pocket of Jill Calder. Pinching in is going to be Fisher. She throws it all the way back around to the far side. Can Jersey get there? She will. Keeps it in at the point. Does Jersey Calder. Knocked away. Here by the Broncos, Pellin, and she overskates that loose puck. Had an opportunity to come into the zone one-on-one. Loose puck, skated into the zone. Here by the Muskies, taken away by Vollum, knocked out to center ice. Muskies throw it right back in. They'll have to tag up as Calder, last one to get out of the zone. Now here comes Shea Manassa. Vollum knocked that one away from her. Calder throws it to the near wall where Maria will pick it back up. Just under 11 remaining. Vollum on her backhand. Tries to split through a couple players. That shot somehow got onto the goaltender Sandilovic, and she'll cover that up and stop the clock with 10:46 remaining in this hockey game. 5-0 the score here in favor of Fort Frances. 1 in the first, 3 in the second, 1 more in the third period. Face off to the left of Sandilovic between the two number 1 center men, between Vollum and Taylor. Taylor wins it back. Cable in behind her own net, lays on the brakes. Goes back out the far side, out to center as it gets past Kinnear. Erickson picks it up in neutral. Skates back into her own zone, threads the needle to Vollum. Vollum skates into the zone. Good back check there by the Muskies to knock that puck off the stick of Vollum. And now the Muskies back the other way, 2-on-3. Into the zone comes Calder. Erickson rides her on the puck.
Taken out nicely.
Did it very gently. You know, not if Mitchell would have been there, she'd have dropped him like a bad habit. And Erickson gets it out to center ice. Mitchell just turns and looks at it and he says, yeah, it's pretty much the way it would have been. Kenny comes into the zone. Manassa knocks the loose puck towards the far wall. Kept in at the point, and then the Muskies unable to keep it in as Shea Manassa cleared the zone. Muskies fire it right back in. No icing here. Erickson picks up the puck. Fires it towards the blue line. Kept in there by Cable. Loose puck. Going to be picked up by Scholler. I think that's 21. Got that jersey tucked in. Her Breezers. Shot towards the net. Marcotte stops it. Covers up the loose puck here. Under 10 now remaining in the third period. 5-0 the score in favor of Fort Frances. Check my phone to see if I get an update from on the basketball game. I got a text message. That's a good sign. Ooh. It was an 18-point lead that's down to 6 with 6.5 minutes left at the Falls High Gymnasium. 42-36, the Broncos leading it. Muskies throw it right back in after the Broncos had got it to come out of the zone. Puck didn't come to where Bailey Herberg thought it was going to, and Marcotte flicks that behind the goal line. Muskies come off the end wall. This is Beck thrown towards the net. Out in front, centering pass goes right through the crease into the near wall. Teams battle along the near half wall for it. Koumans finally knocks one towards the net. That's knocked out. And we'll get out of the zone there. Just outside of the net, or outside of the blue line, excuse me. As the Muskies knock it back in, they'll head to the bench to get some new bodies out onto the ice. Clearing it kept in by the Muskies. Kenny throws one towards the net. That wrister just wide of the mark. Centering pass right out front. Ooh, Jill Calder right at the doorstep. Just missed that one as the Broncos look to clear, but it's kept in. Bouncing puck right out in front of Macy, and she jumps on that and stops the clock with 8:42 remaining in the third. As the Muskies now have been putting on some sustained pressure here, George. The Broncos really have had a tough time getting it back out across the red line and getting anything going. After early in the period, I would say Georgia was 50-50. The Broncos really came out with some fire in their skates early in the third period.
Well, Marquardt is just jumping on, landing on all these pucks. There aren't very many second shots.
In the corner, Jill Calder has it. Vollum up high with the stick. Thought she might get a cross check. Knocked that one away. And now Calder in behind the net. Antonik, centering pass. Only Broncos there as they deflect that one away. Fisher, her slap shot knocked away by Erickson with the blade of her stick. She skates in behind the net. Avoids a poke check to Calder. Plays it off the wall, but it's kept in at the point by the Muskies. Back in now into the near corner. Manassa backhanded. Kept in at the point by Fisher. Fisher, her wrister, deflects wide. Kept in at the point here by Cousino. Cousino, little slapper, bouncing puck towards the net, goes wide of the mark. Under 8 now remaining. Puck deflects into the corner. Now in behind the net by Calder. Far corner to Cross. Cross picks it up along the half wall. Whips one to the near wall. Fisher, the defenseman, sloops that around in behind the net where Jill Calder has it on her backhand. Leaves it for Cross. Out to the point to Cousino, gets by her, and it'll go all the way down the ice. And the Broncos will change their forward line. Manassa will also head to the bench as Erickson comes across ice. So 4 new bodies out for the Broncos. Puck comes loose at center. Erickson turns, throws it right back in. She'll head to the bench to complete the entire line change for the Broncos. Muskies in behind their own net. Cousino goes out the far side looking for Cross. Tipped along. Calder picks it up at center ice. Makes a move. Marcotte flicks that into the far corner. Jill Calder picks that up. Back out towards the point. Flicks it back towards the corner. Bowles has it there for the Falls. Towards the point, kept in by Cousino. Cousino fans on the pass. Knocked out of the zone by Pellin. Near side for Fisher. Fisher gets to the blue line. Rides it in along the line, looking along the near wall, looking to get it behind the goal line. Centering pass right out front. Calder shot, knocked down by Marcotte, and she jumps on the loose puck. Under 7 now remaining in the third period. Broncos looking to get that goose egg off the board as they trail by a score of 5-0. You like goose egg? Mitchell likes goose egg. He's going to use that one someday in the future, and he's going to say, I learned that one from Mr. Ringhofer. That'll be great. Face-off controlled by the Muskies. Vollum takes that away, pokes it in behind the net where Emma Erickson has it. Erickson looks to come out the near side, but Kenny broke that up. Teams battle along the near half wall. Izzy Taylor picks it up. Rister, saved by Marcotte. Rebound, floats out there. Taylor picks it up again. Rister, high up off the glass in behind the net. Comes out to the point where Cable, her backhanded shot is deflected by Scholler. Scholler trying to clear the zone, and now Vollum will pick up the loose puck and get it outside of the blue line. Loose puck, knocked around. Finally, it'll be Calder that'll pick it up for the Muskies. Cross-ice pass for Cable. Cable on her backhand, looking. Now goes with the forehand. Tipped into the zone by the Muskies. Right back out by Manassa to the far side. Jersey Calder looking to get it into the zone. She does. Emma Erickson picks it up there. Avoids a couple white jerseys. Now gets a head of steam coming up on the near wall. Dumps one towards Sandelovic. They're going to call a penalty coming up here on the Broncos. They're going to get Erickson for that. Ooh. Well, I guess I can see it a little bit, but I thought it was equal contact there. As here comes Cable into the zone. Lays on the brakes, looking for a pass backwards there. Shot deflected off the stick of Bowles into the far corner, and the Broncos will finally touch it up. And Emma Erickson will take the penalty here. Her brother shakes his head in disgust at her as Emma will head to the bench to the sin bin for 2 minutes for checking, as this penalty comes at the 11:39 mark. First power play of the game for the Muskies, as I'm dropping papers all over the place. Don't worry about that, George. It's
No, that's okay. It's mine.
Perfectly fine right there. As the faceoff will come to the right of Marcotte. Out there on the defense, and I see our head coach, Michelle McDonald, over there. Get a picture of Michelle talking to the officials over there. Zoom in so we can see what she's saying over there. Oh, they're talking about dinner plans? No, I would suspect that they didn't like the call there. They thought it was mutual contact, but none coming. So the Broncos playing shorthanded here for the next 2 minutes. Face-off won by the Muskies, and a shot quickly off of that face-off win by Izzy Taylor, but Marcotte comes up with the body save there.
This is where the Broncos show character.
Last 5 minutes here, absolutely. So out there is Vollum. Manassa, they called interference. I guess I can see that maybe more than the checking. Broncos are going to get it out of the zone. Good effort there by Tatum Stone. And we're going to get a high sticking penalty. Well, what do you know? And this is going to be number 12. This is going to be Peyton Kinnear that's going to head her second penalty of the game. So we're going to play some 4-on-4 hockey here now after the high stick at 11:48. So just 9 seconds apart on those penalties. And we'll get a face-off in the Muskie zone to the left of Sandilovic. This will open up the ice a little bit.
It
a little
will.
4-on-4 hockey. Vollum wins the face-off back, but the Muskies are able to clear the zone. Race for the puck. Stone's going to get there first, but chipped along there by Fisher. Centering pass knocked away. Now Fisher picks it up, tries to ram it home, and she does. Gets that one past Marcotte. So this is a 4-on-4 goal for the Muskies to make it 6-0 here at 12:03 of the third period. And I'm going to say that could be possibly
Fisher, I believe.
unassisted goal here for
might be,
Fisher as she kind of chased that puck down, and we'll see what they call on the 4-on-4. And Mitchell is asking me, is this going to go to running time? And can I say they don't believe in running time in Canada? They don't.
No.
I don't believe that they do, if I remember correctly. Muskies looking to get it right back into the zone. So we'll see if they no icing here as they wave that off. And here come the Muskies back the other way, waiting for the goal call here to see if the Fisher is going to get the unassisted goal. They did it, and they said that. Okay. I thought they called the penalty, but good thing Mitchell's listening and filming at the same time. Herberg has it in behind her own net as we got about 50 seconds of 4-on-4 hockey remaining. Here on this penalties that differed by 9 seconds. Fisher, cross-ice pass looking for Cable. Cable weighs her options, chips it into the zone. Manassa chases this back. Under 4 now remaining in the hockey games. Manassa makes one player miss. Comes to the near side on the backhand, into the zone. Crosses over, gets one of the defenders to slip. Manassa lays on the brakes. Looking for somebody to give it to, and only white jerseys there, and they knock it back out to center ice. Into the zone come the Muskies. Far side. Laying on the brakes is Cable. Out to the point. Cross-ice pass looking for Fisher. She just scored a minute ago. Slap shot deflected in front by Cross. Marcotte got a piece of the first one. The rebound knocked wide by Cross. Broncos are full strength here, so just a short power play. Deflected in front. Marcotte was going for the wide goal. It gets deflected, and Cross knocks it into the back of the empty net. And I don't mean to take anything away from Cross, but I could have knocked that one into the net.
It was all net.
Wide open there. 7-0 now the score. As Cross, the number 16, will pick up the 7th goal here, and it will be on the short 9-second power play. Somehow they did that, so the Muskies have now scored shorthanded, power play, and 4-on-4 in this hockey game. Right back at it is Izzy Taylor. She comes into the zone, has it flicked off her stick by Emma Erickson out of the zone. Kinnear knocks it in, but has to wait for Taylor to come back on side. Kenny comes into the zone. Wrister knocked away by Stone. Cross from Calder as that puck comes to the near post, and Marcotte jumps on the loose puck with 2:48 remaining.
Jill Calder's had herself a pretty good night.
Yeah, the good solid player. Got a little mean streak in her from
That
last
happens,
year.
yeah.
And I mean that in the nicest way. I don't want anybody to think that I'm talking down about her, but when she gets out on the ice, there's a switch that gets flipped, and I like that switch that she flips there. Here comes Manassa into the zone. Good effort there, but a bunch of white jerseys knocked that away. And here come the Muskies back the other way, out to center ice. Emma Erickson has it there. Cross ice pass to Bowles. Bowles up forward looking there to Stallard. Bowles tries to knock it into the Muskie zone. They get it in there temporarily. And then Emma Erickson picks it up at the red line, fires it in to the zone. She says, the heck with it. I'm chasing after that son of a gun. Koeman's the first one there for the Muskies. Emma pins her to the wall and was waiting for an arm raised on that one, but none coming. And now the Muskies could have a 2-on-0. Emma Erickson on the back check, gets there, lifts the puck of Redford, and the puck
nice
comes loose.
effort.
Good hustle there by Emma. After she got very aggressive in the offensive zone, puck comes all the way out to center where it'll be picked up by Cousino. Leaves it for Jill Calder, near side for Beck. Beck avoids a poke check at the blue line, brings it in, knocks it to the far wall, and heads to the bench with 95 seconds remaining in this hockey game. Broncos look to clear, kept in. Cousino, near side, slap shot, deflected in front. Vollum picks up the loose puck, turns and tries to skate it out of the zone, and she will. Plays it through the wickets there of Koemans. Cousino will get there first. Vollum knocked that down, and then Cousino knocks it out to center ice. Picked up by Stone. Tries to throw it in the zone. Knocked down by Antonik. Kept in at the point somehow, some way by the Broncos. Not sure how they got that to happen, but they did. Herbert skates back to pick up the loose puck in front of her goaltender, Marcotte. Goes out the far side, gets it outside of the blue line where Vollum has it. Tried to leave that one off for Friesen. And the Muskies back to pick it up. Calder and Friesen in the far corner. Jersey Calder gets it out to center ice and all the way back into the Broncos zone where Stone will go back to pick it up. Plays it up along the wall, gets outside of the Broncos zone. Jersey Calder knocks it right back in. Scholler knocks it out to center ice. Jersey Calder skates parallel to the blue line, then fires it into the Broncos zone, into the near corner after it was played around from the far corner. Stone looking to knock it out along the near half wall. Now the two teams will battle for it there. 3 Bronco jerseys, 2 Muskies. The Muskies will come away with it. Cable throws one towards net, goes wide of the mark. Jill Calder gets there first. Whiffed on that quick shot as she was skating backwards. 6 seconds remaining. Calder comes up with the loose puck. Centering pass out front, comes right through the blue ice. No goal there, and the horn goes off. And the score, final score, will be Fort Frances 7 and the International Falls Broncos 0. And once again, we talked about this, George, during the game a couple times. The Broncos laid it all out on the ice. There was no lack of effort there, just a better team there in the Fort Frances Muskies.
Well, they are, and they're skating 3, and the Broncos are skating 2, and in the third period, that gets to be long.
5 defensemen also for the Muskies and just 3 for the Broncos. So the war of attrition kind of came to be as the Broncos are going to fall by a final score of 7-0 here. The Muskies scored 1 goal in the first, 3 in the second, 3 more in the third, as the Muskies will win this game by a final score of 7-0. George, thanks for coming along.
Hey,
you can check that off your I've never done
this before.
Never done a hockey game before. Now you can check that off the list. Mitchell,
always a pleasure.
Nice job, Mr. Erickson. If anybody has any complaints about the video, and they shouldn't because he did an outstanding job from what I watched, thank him for coming along. And that's going to wrap it up here from Ice for Kids Arena. For everybody at KCC TV and Midco Channel 7, this is Tim Ringhofer wishing you a very good night from Ice for Kids Arena.
Good game, Tim.